Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers again. As you see, I got some new swag from my sponsors over at Lucas Oil Products. Thank you very much. I appreciate the swag that you sent me. I'm on camera more now, so I'll be on camera even more now. Anyway, so this is part 3 of my Cub Cadet. This is the Noah Syndergaard one. I also have a Nick from Medford Cub Cadet. I'm going to try to make 2 Cub Cadets into one good one. As you guys know, the Noah Syndergaard one has an engine, but no mower deck. The other one I have has no engine, but it has a mower deck. So I'm going to try to make one good one out of 2. As you know, I had inspected the cylinder head on this because I thought that the head gasket was blown. It wasn't. I put the head back on. There was no adjustment on the valves because it's hydraulic lifts. And I fired this baby up yesterday. Ran great. The muffler was Dunsky on this one from the beginning. It was rotted out, rusted to hell. And so I took it off, as you can see. So my next challenge was that I had to fabricate some kind of muffler. So I have like 3 or 4 mufflers, right? But 2 of them were for V-twins or opposed twin engines. So it had 2 hole inputs, right? This one over here is a single one, which would work for this, right? I would like put some kind of extra pipe to extend it all the way down to that area, right? I mean, it doesn't really fit all that great, but I was just gonna fabricate it to have it work. I didn't want this too high because I didn't want it so close to the PTO. Problem is I can't use this. Why? The inner level plate in here is loose from the muffler. I'm not going to cut this open and weld it back. It's just too much work for a muffler, you know what I mean? This rattling would drive me or anybody else crazy, you know? Driving around with this, going like that? No. So we can't use this, right? I have extra pipes, but these are made for like attaching onto engines. Not to mention this is a Briggs, that's a Kohler, so it's off by a little, so I can't use these pipes. I have this muffler from, I think, a Flathead, right? Doesn't quite fit in the area, and also it has these holes here. I could use this for something else. What I do have is this muffler off of a 12.5 horsepower engine, Briggs, right? And this is the screw-in type. I got this from my buddy Mark Neese, Fleur 67 man, one of my YouTube subscribers. I also used his carburetor and his air intake and air filter for a couple of other applications, and his starter too. So the donation that Mark sent me to Mowers and Blowers to help me out with my projects has been, all 3 is going to be used. So I really appreciate it, Mark. Thank you very much. Shout out to Fleur 67 man, FLIR 67 man, over on YouTube. Thank you very much, Mark. Appreciate the donation, man. And if you guys want to contribute to the Mowers and Blowers channel, I appreciate it. You can either buy a sticker to help me support the channel, or you can send me some parts. You know, if you don't mind spending a little bit on shipping here and there, definitely shout you out. If you have a YouTube channel as well, I could shout out your channel, can help you out, bring you some more subscribers, and you know what? I could use some more subscribers. You guys like my channel and you subscribed, you can tell your friends about me and say, hey, you know, you guys got to check out this channel, subscribe. I mean, does it cost you anything to subscribe? Just press the damn button, you know what I mean? As long as you don't press the bell, you won't get notifications. Anyway, so look, I think this will fit. It's the exact same diameter as this. I kind of wish that this was bigger diameter so that it would fit over it, right? I thought for a second that maybe I could, because if you look at this shaft here, right, it's a little bit thicker than the threaded shaft. So I was thinking about cutting it right here, and perhaps it will fit over. But I was looking through here, and Looks like it's the same diameter, so even if I cut that, I'd still have to weld it anyway, so it doesn't make any difference. So this is a very tight fit, and this is perfect because the exhaust will blow down, which is how they're really designed to do. You know, either blow down or to the side, like that. I didn't want the exhaust to blow into the hood or anything like that, but it's wide open here, so this goes right down into the ground, which is fine, you know. So it's the exact same diameter as this pipe, and it's a nice tight fit. It's such a tight fit that I have trouble getting it to where I want it to be, you know what I mean? But once I do get it into that area, ooh, that's good right there. Just need to hold it there, you know what I mean? Anyway, so I'm going to figure this out so that it sits just like that. Put a couple of tack welds on each side, and then go to town with it around. I've gotten okay at welding now. Before it was just like child's play, but now I'm getting a little better at welding. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. You know, welding allows you to be creative in things. You know, but you know what? That's pretty good. Very little spacing in between, and that holds pretty well right there. You know. You guys can help me out on another thing. Is that once the engine is started, right? I engage the PTO and it does spin for like a second or two, right? But it wants to stall. So I have a feeling it's a safety switch for the PTO that's not allowing it to spin continuously. It wants to shut off because of the safety switch, but I'm a little puzzled by it because a safety switch wouldn't even allow this to spin at all. You know what I mean? Unless this requires a belt to be on it to have some kind of drag to it, you know, friction. So maybe if I put the mower deck on and attach the belt to it, it might work, you know. But it's just, you know, free right now with no belt on it. So perhaps engaging the PTO allows it to spin too fast and, well, I don't know. I really don't know. But it seems to engage, and it does spin a little bit, if you guys saw the last video. This engine seems to work very well now. It doesn't smoke anymore like it did when I first started it, right? It smoked like crazy. There's tons of smoke. I mean, I don't know whether or not maybe there was a lot of oil buildup in the original muffler that caused all that smoke. But then once the muffler was taken out, once I inspected the head gasket, it was fine. Replaced the valve and the valve gasket. And the big deal was that carburetor was just trashed. I mean, with a lot of gunk and gum built up in that carburetor. That carburetor is very clean now because I put it in an ultrasonic cleaner for an hour, and then I had it soaking in old gas for like a whole full night, you know. So that carburetor is very clean. I'm actually using the fuel solenoid. I never use the fuel solenoid, but I mean, it seems to work, so, I mean, we'll leave it as is. From what I remember, it ran very well. I don't want to start it right now because I've got this hooked up here and I just want to weld it. There was an issue where I thought, well, should I use such a small muffler designed for a 12.5 horsepower engine for this engine? And I thought to myself, well, what's the difference? This is a 13 horsepower engine, you know what I mean? So this muffler will do just fine. I don't need the big square kind, you know. The big square kinds really are designed for 15 and higher. 15, 17, 20, 21, that kind of thing. But I think it'll work. So I'm gonna get to work on this. Set up my super expensive Harbor Freight Tools flux welder. I got it for $89 with the coupon. It seems to work very well, you know, for what I need, you know. So here we go. We got it all set up. Got the ground on here. It's on. Just going to do a couple of tacks just to hold it in place. Like I said, I'm getting pretty good at this. you guys tell me, Henry, why aren't you using a mask? Just closing my eyes. Just tack welding. When I do the roundabout thing, I don't even know what they call it. You know, when you do the the beads, right? Then I'll use a mask to go around. But you know what? I don't think I can do that already. You know, looks pretty good. Kind of missed that. Alright, here we go. I'm gonna use the mask this time and see if I can do a nice little bead there. It would help if it would work. Ooh. Nice. Told you guys, I'm getting better at this, man. Look at that line now. Awesome. That's pretty good. Go, Henry. It's your birthday. Go, Henry. It's your birthday. I even tacked on that original heat shield on there. Just to protect the hood and the light. Okay, I'm gonna give her a start. Muffler's fixed. Whirl. Let's see. Choke. Throttle. Brake. that PTO work? So, I just fired this up and drove this to the backyard. Got a tow rope, and my son got on the Nick from Medford Cub Cadet, right? And I pulled him as he steered out the backyard, and we pushed it in to the garage. This actually went in reverse a few times, so I don't really get it. I'm sure that there's a kill switch for the PTO that's connected to the seat that prevents this from going in reverse, which is, I guess with the PTO on. But you know what? You can go in reverse before, even with the PTO off. I don't get it. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I crawled underneath to take a look, and while this is a hydro, I had a thought for a second that maybe I should just move that engine into this one, because it has a hydro. A hydro is worth more, you know what I'm saying? But the problem is, I don't know if the hydro works. So can you imagine if I took the engine out of there, put it into here, and the transmission didn't work? That would totally suck. I will also say that there are parts of this one that are in better condition, such as the floor rubber mats, right? That's in good condition. Well, this is okay. It's just dirty, you know, and there's some more surface rust on this one. These wheels are bigger than those wheels. I like them better. These tires are not good. This one's like bald. The ones on these are much better tread. This was flat though, I just pumped it up. So I don't know if it has a slow leak or nothing. But this tire looks almost new. Still has prickly things, and there's no dry rot anywhere. So in the very least, I could put a tube in there if it leaks, you know. But I pumped it up, see what happens. I don't recall me ever pumping those up, so maybe it's good. These are a little off tread, but they're definitely still better than the ones that I have over there. Rear tires are definitely in much better shape, with much better tread, for sure. So I'm definitely going to use these wheels. Should be easy to change because it's just 4 lugs, you know. I want to say the seat's in better condition, but it has 2 cracks there. But they're high cracks, they're not low cracks, meaning that if it rains, yeah, it'll still get wet. This seat only has 1 crack, but it's a bigger crack. So, I don't know, maybe I'll just keep it the way it is. Oh, so listen, the deck is by far the easiest deck I've ever removed. It's designed so well, okay? The mower deck belt is so easy. There's 2. There's one that just powers this, self-contained, right? This belt moves along this pulley and this main pulley that turns the spindles. Okay? It's just this one right here. This is all fully enclosed. Okay? Then you got the big one there that goes around here and around the front pulleys there. This, and it just hooks onto those 2 hooks there with that bar. That's it. That bar hooks onto those 2, right? And then you see these? You just pull this out. Pull that out. And it clips onto, I have to lower it. Easy for you to say, Henry. It's spring-loaded downwards, so you got to push down. Goes into that hole. That's it. It is so easy to remove the deck. It was a joy. And this deck looks like it's in good shape. just gonna stand it upright and blow all that crap off. I guess outside. While I've got the mower deck out, might as well sharpen the blades, right? And I'm not even going to take it off. I'm just going to do it like this. Just finding a right little area to do it easily. That's pretty good. Nice. Very nice. Now just do the others. This angle's a lot easier. Wow. Sharp as a knife. Man, that's easy, man. Let's drop this down and reconnect it. Wow, lines up great. But guess what? I can't connect this yet. You know why? Because on this tractor, it doesn't have the front bar that comes down to hook on the front. I have to rip it off the Nick from Medford one, because the Noah Syndergaard one doesn't have it. Apparently I didn't know that this was very easy to remove as well. It's this lever here you just pull down on. You push down on here and this bracket just slips right in. I was loosening this bolt. Hey, you live, you learn. This is very cool, I gotta tell you. Cub Cadets, man. This is my first, well, it's funny because I never had a Cub Cadet before, and this is like my first, and then of course second one. I don't think that if I got the Nick from Medford one for free, I would not have paid for another Cub Cadet. So basically the Nick from Medford deal made me go and actually buy a Cub Cadet, which I normally probably would not have done, you know. But I could see why these Cub Cadets are very expensive, because this is one of the easiest, not that I'm done yet, but, but it's one of the easiest mower deck installs I've ever done. Like I said, I haven't done it yet, but it's just the way you look at the design, you know, it's cool. And it's made so that, you know, it's convenient to do. So that thing just clips right in there, and this thing holds the bolt, too. I mean, putting on a mower deck should not be difficult, and most of them are. But they made this pretty easy. I'm just going to tighten the bolts that I loosened. They probably didn't have to do it at all, you know. Things I go through to allow you guys to see what I'm doing. I put it on my mini tripod, so front part is not hooked up yet. Just trying to figure this out here. I just want to hook up the front first. Ooh, look. That's it. So, you just got to get the shaft in the hole, fellas. Can't see the hole. I see. I've got to pull it back more. So the hole isn't lining up. See? That hole there needs to line up with that one. Maybe the other side needs to be done. So I got the other side, and you just have to line it up just perfectly to go into the hole. I see. So this has to go higher. This has to go back. Let me lift this a little. Alright, now the hole's right there. Pop in, come on. There we go. I mean, it seems difficult, but it really isn't. See how the front is hooked onto that bracket that I just put on? How's that for an angle, huh? You just pull this thing and fit it through the hole. Same goes for the other side. It really was pretty easy. I'm gonna put on the belt now. So the belt is like super thick. It's like a 5/8 or something, and it's long. Long and thick. So I'm just gonna push that end all the way to the front, right? And this thing goes just over the main pulley is all, you know? Just like that. There's no keepers or guides and stuff. And this pulley over here, I guess goes in front of this. In between the pulleys. Got the left side on. The right side on. That's on there. Let's get it. Oh. Well, how am I going to get this pulley over this? Look, there's like 3 inches of slack here. Oh, you know what? It kind of stretches a little. I should get a screwdriver. Just got a screwdriver here. Just gonna rotate it. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, baby. Badass. That's on there. Tight too. Watch, the engine doesn't start now because it's so tight. I'm gonna drive it out here and test it. I don't want to have the PTO on with all that stuff in the garage, you know. So, if you guys noticed earlier when I was trying out the mower deck, right? You saw some smoke that was coming out from there. I kind of sort of smelled it. It was like rubber. So I have a feeling that the belt, the mower deck blade belt was rubbing against something. So I came over here and I took a look. And this part here, remember when I put this one onto the hook? It was like off the hook and hanging over here. So if it was hanging over here, right, it's pulling down on the mower deck a little bit more. And as a result, this belt right here was like rubbing against this part right here. So then the tension was so tight on this belt that I had to take like a long crowbar and basically just jam it over here and jam it over there and just like pry this part here right over the hook. So it's back on here again, and as you can see, it's no longer touching this. I realized that before the engine was kind of struggling to run the blades because, well, that was rubbing too. So I just went and tried it out again, and it's much better. Also, I had to put some grease in between here because it was kind of making a noise. So I've been kind of busy. I changed the drag link on this one because this one had like a makeshift bolt. So I just basically took the one off of that one over there and put it on this one. It was in better condition. So that's all straightened out. And also this tire is from that one. This tire is from that one. And as you can see, this tire over here is much fatter now. I took it off the right rear off of that one. So I've got one more to go. I'm going to take this one off and put it on this weenie one. You see how weenie this one looks? It looks weenie. This one's much bigger and fatter. Much better condition too. So it's 4 lug nuts off of that to take it and put it on the other side. Okay, so now I have the bigger and better tires on the rear. Got the better conditioned tires on the fronts. I remember I had to cut this wire, the light harness going to the hood. Well, I attached one of these quick disconnect connectors on there. So looks like we did quite a lot today. We fabricated that muffler. I swapped all 4 wheels off of that one onto this one. I took the mower deck from that one and put it on this one. I put the front bracket of the mower deck from that one to this one. I changed the drag link from the right front steering to the right front steering over here. That's plenty, you know what I mean? Anyway, so it's going to probably take another part or two. I'm going to do some painting, cosmetic stuff, grinding down the rust, and then I'll probably put the hood back onto this one. But this one starts, runs, mows, drives, and for some crazy reason it goes in reverse again without me doing anything. I'm gonna change the pads, the rubber pads here, even though that's in pretty good condition. As you can see, this one's in much better condition, so I'll just swap those out because they're better, you know. Anyway, that's it for today. Stay tuned for the next episode of my Make One Good Cub Cadet out of 2. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey guys, support my channel. Buy a sticker. Also, follow me on Instagram at Mowers Blowers. Check out my website, mowersblowers.com. See you guys on the next project. Have a great day. Hey guys, Boba and I want to thank you for all the support of Mowers and Blowers. If you'd like, make a short video clip like these, and I'll put it as an outro in my future videos. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.